Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, our fellow Toastmasters here, and of course, welcome guests. We really appreciate you spending time with us this evening. With a quick show of hands, how many people can say that they get everything done in a day that they would like? At the end of the day, there is nothing left on your mental list of to-dos. Yeah, me neither. And where does this leave us? Well, if I pointed out to you something you already knew about getting these things done, something fairly obvious, you would say to me, yeah, duh, that's obvious. Well, what is the thing that you already know? It's all but impossible to get everything done in a day that you would like. There simply isn't enough time to accomplish them all. So where does this leave us? Well, if you're Harry Potter and you can conjure up a freeze time spell, you're all set. But for the rest of us, we must prioritize. And many of us, myself included, do so poorly. I'm sure most of us, at one time or another, have used a phrase like, I just ran out of time. I really wanted to go to the gym today, just ran out of time. I was really looking forward to playing with the kids this afternoon at the park. I simply didn't have enough time. But is that really true? Well, consider this. Time is fixed. We know this. We all have a set amount of time, 24 hours, in our day to use as we choose. And so a phrase like, I just ran out of time, isn't entirely accurate. Maybe a better way to say it is, I didn't want to, or possibly, I didn't plan well enough. And maybe a more fact-based version is to say, I didn't prioritize this task over another. The unfortunate thing about that reality is it doesn't sound as nice. It doesn't flow off the tongue, and if you're the receiver of that information, it might sting a little. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you've planned a dinner with your mother last week. The day of the dinner has arrived, and unfortunately things are so hectic in your day that you just don't have time to meet for the dinner. So you call your mother, and the call might go something like this. Hi Mom, this is Joe. Your eldest son, right? Yeah, you've only got one. Yes, I'm calling because I need to, well, yeah, I got the box of socks. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. I'm calling because I need to reschedule. Well, things got really crazy today. I just ran out of time. Yeah, okay, I'll call you back. Thanks. That doesn't sound so bad. It flows off the tongue pretty easily. And for the receiver of that information, your mother, no harm, no foul. Gets it? My son or daughter, busy, will reschedule. But now let's take an alternate view of that conversation. Let's look at it through maybe a more fact-based lens. The same situation, different conversation. Hi Mom, this is Joe. Yes? Yep, I'm calling because, yes, I got the box, thanks. I'm calling because I need to reschedule. Why? Well, honestly, I prioritized you a lot lower on the list of things I needed to do today. How low? The bottom. Yeah. Well, tell you what, I'll call you back a little later. All right, thanks. Ow! That one hurts a little. Not only does it not roll off the tongue as easily, it almost seems like you're admitting to doing something wrong, quite frankly. But if you're the receiver of that information, that stings. What do you mean you prioritize me lower on the list? I thought I was near the top, at least, if not the top. The unfortunate reality is that it doesn't sound as nice. All of us here have used "I'm going to run out of time," and we'll probably continue to do so. But realize that you didn't run out of time. You merely prioritized the visit to your mother much lower on the list, below the other things that you had to do for that day. The items I have before me represent the choices that we have to make in our day. Every day these choices are made, and ultimately they affect how we live our life. The rocks represent the most important things in our world. Items like our health, our close friends, our spouse or our significant other, and children or grandchildren. Now, your list of important items might be exactly the same as what's represented here with the rocks. It could be completely different. The key is that they're the most important items to you. Items that if everything else in the world were gone tomorrow, but these things remained, your life would still have meaning, would still be filled with joy and love. The sand represents everything else in our world. Things that we may think are important at the time, and might even give us a little bit of satisfaction as we check it off the task list, but in the grand scheme of things, don't hold a lot of value. Items like mowing the lawn, buying a new timer, cleaning out the garage, or fixing that drafty window. The empty jar represents the fixed amount of time that we have before us each and every day. Every day the jar stands empty, waiting for us to fill it with our sand and our rocks. Unfortunately, many of us prioritize poorly. We start our day focused on the sand, worried about the emails that we have to send to work, how our house looks to others, or getting that car washed. And we continue throughout the day until we come to the important things. And when we get to the important things, we try to fit them in their day. And what we find is they don't fit. There isn't enough room. However, if we prioritize a little differently, if we look at our day first from the rocks in our life, we'll find that on most days they'll fit. If instead we focus on our health, instead of maybe cutting the lawn, or keeping up with close friends, instead of dusting the house, spending time with our spouse or significant other, and playing with our kids or our grandchildren. Now the sand, it's still there. There's still things that we need to do with it. But they'll fill the void, the gaps, the time in between our most important items in our life. Focus on the things that are truly important in your world. Spend quality time with your spouse or significant other. Play with your kids or your grandkids. Keep yourself in good physical and mental shape. Stay in touch with close friends. Put your big rocks first and realize that the rest is just sand. And one parting piece of advice. As a dear friend of mine told me several years ago, no matter how busy your life has become, no matter how hectic things are around you, no matter how full your day, keep in mind that there will always be room for a beer. Thank you.